I think we're all back, or whoever needs to go has gone. So let's begin. And hopefully you know how I begin nearly everything I do. I begin with the same shabad. So if you can try and focus as much as you can, I'm sure it will help us all through the next however long it is that I speak for. I'm not going to give myself a time because I haven't been given a time. But I assure you I will stay within some sort of time limit, hopefully, if I can. If I can't, then I won't. So it's just to focus. Let's begin with that one shabad. Satnam Sri Waheguru Ji Uj Balbir Brahma Sukha Sagar Garat Parat Gahle Anguriya Garat Parat Gahle Anguriya Sravanana Surat Naina Sundar Nahi Sravanana Surat Naina Sundar Nahi Arat Dwar Ratat Pinguriya Arat Dwar Ratat Pinguriya Dinanath Anath Karna Mein Dinanath Anath Karna Mein Sajan Meet Pita Mahtariya Charan Kal Hirday Gahnanak Paisagar Sant Pare Utariya Binat Karo Do Jor Kar Suno Jagat Ke Raye सुनो जगत के राये मोह मस्तक त्वै चरणन सदा रहे दास के पाए मोह मस्तक त्वै चरणन सदा रहे दास के पाए नाम जति सती नहीं पढ़िया मूर्ख मुग्धा जन्म पाया प्रणवत नानक तिनकी सरना जिन तू नाही वेसरिया राजान राज भानन भान देवान देव उपमा महान धन धन साहिब श्री गुरु गोबिंद सिंह महाराज जी की पावन पवित्र अमृतमयी गुरबाणी श्री दसम ग्रंथ साहिब जी के संबंध दे विच इस विचार गोष्ठी विच हाजिर हुई गुरु की साध संगत जीओ आप जी कृपा करो सिर ते रखो मेरा भरिया हाथ I'll be mostly speaking English, but I always like to begin with the Punjabi bit because it's sort of the thing at the beginning. So bear with me, I'll go into English as well. But tusi kripa karo, sir te hath rakho, please give me your blessings so that we can begin. Sari Sangat Gaj ke Fateh Balauna ji, Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh. You heard from Dr. Harbhajan Singh ji in great detail, not just about the authenticity of Dhan Guru Gobind Singh ji Maharaj's Bani, but alongside that, the place of women prior to Sri Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj Sache Padshah, prior to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, and then where Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj presents women within their Amrit Gurbani, and where Sri Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj Sache Padshah presents women in Sri Dasan. So I want to carry on with what we've begun, and I'll try and keep as short a time as I can so we have more time for questions and answers. Pyareo, when you look inside Sri Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj's Bani, there is a Bani which we read, and I want to begin with Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah. At the beginning of Asa Ki Vaar, Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj gives us one slok. In the beginning of Asa Ki Vaar, a slok comes, Balihari Gur Apne, Deohari Sadwar, Jin Manaste Devte Kiye Kartana Lagi Var. Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah, in the beginning of Asa Di Vaar, every day, inside every Gurdwara Sahib where this Maryada is kept. And I want to remind you just with the beginning, not to get emotional, Dr. Sahib mentioned Chumkar Sahib, today is that day in history when Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj entered into Chumkar Sahib and read Ras today, on this day in history, alongside those things. And in the morning when they left, they sang Asa Di Vaar. And we all know, by Daya Singh Ji comes, Sache Padshah Ji. I don't want to get too much into the Sakhi history, because you can hear that yourselves, and you can read that yourselves. But by Daya Singh Ji comes, says, Maharaj, what is the hukum? Maharaj says, even now, Asa Ki Vaar. That same Asa Ki Vaar that tells us, So kyo manda akhiya jit jame rajan. How can you call women bad? From her are born the kings of this world. From a woman are born the spiritual leaders of this world. And in the beginning of Asa Ki Vaar, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, Balehari, I am a sacrifice, Gur Apne Deohari Satwar. Again and again, I am a sacrifice to such a Guru. Jin Manaste Devte Kiye. Devte here doesn't just mean gods. Devte here means beings that are full of light, because it comes from the word Divya, which is a word meaning light. From those people who are full of fear, from those people who are full of heen bhavna, to use the Punjabi word, in their mind. As you've heard from Dr. Sahib, Kama Hamara Tolam Takdi, Nangi Kard Kabe Nahi Pakdi, Chidi Ude To Hum Dar Jaye. What does that mean? Those people said, that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj was standing in front of, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji stood in front of. People said, how can we stand up to the kings? Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, I will show you how to stand up to them. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj takes Bhai Mardana and takes the weapons of Gurbani in order to fight against the kings of the time, to show humankind, you are not born to be slaves. There is more than this to existence. You can live as free and liberated beings. Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj took those people. People said Bhai Mardana Ji is low caste. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, Vich Sanati Sevakoe. If someone is from a so-called low caste and remembers God, Nanak Paniya Pare Soe, make skin out of the skin of my body, make shoes for that great person. If you have money and you remember God, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, Jat Kulin Sevak Je Hoye. If someone has money, if someone has status, and they remember God, they are blessed, because even amongst that money, even amongst that status, they are remembering God. But if someone has no money, if someone has no status, if someone has nothing to call their own, and then he remembers God, then she remembers God, then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, make the skin out of my body, shoes for that great soul. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj began that revolution, and that revolution shook the roots of India. And you've seen, not just India, the world. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, why is this slok being said every day in our Gurdwara Sahibs, in our homes? Nitnemi Gursikhs reading it every day. Balehari Kore Apne Deohari Sadwar Jin Manaste Devte Kiye Kartana Lagi Var. Today in this half an hour or 20 minutes, however long it is that I speak for, I want to put in front of you this idea. Dhan Guru Nanak Sahib Ji Maharaj, Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Bani, Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji's Amrit Bani. What has happened in this? Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj has taken a man who was tied down to caste, who was tied down to prejudice, who was tied down to hatred, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah began a revolution. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj said, in Greeb Sikhan ko dyon Padshai, je yaad rakhe hamari guriyai, jinki zaat paat kul mahi, sardari na pahi kadahi, inhi ko sardar banao tabe Gobind Singh naam kaho. What does that mean? Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is doing that same revolution. Jin manas te dev te kiye. People who live their lives in the darkness of hatred of caste, Dhan Guru Gobind Singh and Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj are bringing him into the light. Guru, the one who takes from darkness to light. The darkness of mankind from Nar, from Purkh to Bhagavant, and from Nari to Bhagavati. That is my main topic which I want to look at today. From Purkh to Bhagavant and from Nari to Bhagavati. These are the two issues that I want to look at. And that is to do with this revolution of Guru Nanak. And I want to just translate those lines. Jinki zaat paat kul mahi, sardari na pahi kadahi. Those people who due to their zaat, due to their caste, paat, due to their status in the world, jinki zaat paat kul mahi, in their families, sardari na pahi kadahi. Those people who were never allowed to live with their heads up, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj says, inhi ko sardar banao. Those people who were farmers, those people who were shoe menders, those people who were the ones who washed the clothes and made the clothes, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj said, I'll make them into sardars. And even today, we have that title, Sardar and Sardarni. Inhi ko sardar banao, tabe Gobind Singh naam kaha. Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj begins that revolution. And when you read Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, because we're focusing on Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji's Bani today, you see that same revolution being played out. And Dr. Sahib Ji's put it beautifully in front of you. Not once, not twice, again and again, Guru Sahib Ji invokes this idea. Katari, Khadgatari, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Taran lok udaran bhumai dan sagar chand tum hai karan is kala kamla. हर अदृष्टा जय देखो हुई है तामस्ता नमता कमता कब के मन में मत हुई है कीनो है कंचन लो जगत्र में पार समूरत जाहे शुई है. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is taking the idea of the woman, and through that divine entity Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is saying कि कीनो है कंचन लो जगत्र में. You are the one who can turn metal into gold. You are the one, कीनो है, you are the one who can make. Kanchan means gold, lo means metal. Jagatra mein, in this world, you can make metal into gold. Parsmod the jahe shui hai, you are the philosopher's stone. And it's true. How can a woman make metal into gold? Bibi Amro is sitting inside her house. She hasn't got a sword in her hand. She's not fighting against thousands of people. What is she doing? Sitting inside the home. And when she's making, I don't know whether you guys have seen this, most of us, but when they, well, I like to call it English, okay, radiking the Madani. When they're ridiking the Madani, and she's budding the Bani, while she's ridiking the Madani. So, Guru, that same revolution, no moving the mic. Right? So, whilst हत्थां दे नाल मधानी नूं रिड़क रही है ते जुबान दे नाल बाणी पढ़ रही है. And that Bani brought so much of a revolution. That Baba Amar Das, who for many years had been going to the Ganges looking for salvation, it was that sound of the woman's voice, of Bibi Amroji's voice, which brought him towards Dhan Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah. Kaya aaran man vich loha panch agan te talag rahi koile paap pade tis upar man jalya sanni chint pei taya manur kanchan fir hove je gur mila tineha ek naam amrit koi deve to nanak tishtis deya. The story comes in Basavi Namla, it comes up Bansavli Namla. got that mixed up there. It comes up in many other historical granths as well. In Bansali Nama, you're told that Baba Amar Das meets this sadhu. The sadhu doesn't tell him the way. The sadhu only sets his inside on fire. The sadhu says, without a guru, you cannot meet God. That fire burns all day and night inside Baba Amar Das. It's only when the words of Bibi Amro rise over the walls and rise up to where Baba Amar Das Ji is laying awake at night, turning over and over. You are the one who can turn metal into gold. You are the one who has the philosopher's touch. Staying inside the home, at that moment she's not fighting a battle, Bibi Amro, but she's fighting against Buraiya, just like Dr. Sagi told us, against Buraiya. You understand? Buraiya, bad, evil. Bibi Amro brings such a revolution, Baba Amar Das, and you know that same Baba Amar Das who heard Gurbani from the lips of Bibi Amro through the voice of Bibi Amro. What are the decrees that Guru Amar Das Ji gives? There will be no burning of widows. Look at that. Look at the connection. They hear from the voice of Bibi Amro, they say there will be no burning of sati, no burning of women. Guru Amar Das, they say there will be no parda, there will be no covering up your faces. Guru Amar Das, Sache Pasha Maharaj brings about that revolution. Khair, I want to bring my focus back to Sri Dasam, but I want to show you that this revolution is continuing. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Sache Pasha finally crowns this revolution. That child who had just been learning to walk, to run, going through bit by bit, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, inside the hole, you have been able to convert loha, metal, into gold. Inside the battlefield, you can fight. I want to bring you very, very, very closely to this matter, but just before that, I've been asked to look through with you just the authenticity of Sri Dasam. I know I'm going a little bit off topic, but I've been specially asked to go through this topic with you. When you look at Bhai Mani Singh Ji's chitti, and I have a copy, but because of my bad preparation skills, I haven't been able to, unlike Dr. Saab who has everything that they can point to, I, through my bad preparation, haven't been able to bring you the letter. But it is available. Now those questions that arise about Sri Dasam, they say, well, how do we know? Firstly, Satkar Jog Bhai Mani Singh. I don't think there is any soul in the Panth who, when they say the name Bhai Mani Singh, their head doesn't bow with respect and love, and their heart fills up, and sees an image of an 80-year-old man, Gursik, flowing white beard, sitting there, pointing down towards his hand, and saying, your hukum, your command is to cut me into bits. Follow the hukum, follow the command of your master. I'm sitting here in the command of my master. That Bhai Mani Singh. Bhai Mani Singh Ji writes to Mata Sundari Ji, that I have recovered Krishna Avatar, the Pura, the part of it, of Krishna Avatar. I have found 303 of the Charitras. And out of Shastra Namala, I haven't found that yet. Alongside that, let's keep focused. Let's look at the actual composition of Sri Dasam. Just like Dr. Sahib said, I'm going off my topic, I've told you before, and I will go back to it. But this is something very important for us. From Akal Ustad Sahib, from Akal Purkh ki racha humne, Sarb Lo di racha humne, Sarb Kal ji di racha humne, Sarb Lo ji di Sada racha humne. From there, you go into Vichitra Natak. From Akal Ustad, you go to Sri Kal Ji ki Ustad, and in Sri Kal Ji ki Ustad, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah, firstly they begin, Namaskar Sri Khad ko, Karo sohit chit laye, Purn karo giranth, ek tummay karo, Sahai. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj breaks the conventions of India at that point into pieces. They don't look to Ganesh, they don't look to any other Devta. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Namaskar Shri Khadak ko, this sword I have in my gatra, that is what I bow down to. And Shri Khadak, Akal Purkh Waheguru. Guru Gobind Singh Ji's vision, those people who had never felt swords in their hand, by presenting Akal Purkh as Asked, as Khadktari. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj said, bring those swords into your hands. Namaskar Shri Khadak ko, karo se chit laye. After that, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Khand pe handan khadal khandan atran mandan barbandan. Sri Kal Ji ki ustat. Khand pe handan khadal khandan atran mandan barbandan. Pujdan akhandan tej prakandan jot mandan pahan pravang. Sukha santa karanam durmat daranam kelvik haranam asaranam jai jai jagkaran srishti ubaranam mam pratiparanam jai dev. The soul is presented, and the woman is presented through this idea of the soul. And if you look inside, Akal Ustad Sahib, Bachittar Natak Sahib begins, Akal Ji ki Ustad. From there, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj writes that I will now write the stories of the avatars, but before this I will write Devi Ji ki Ustad. As Dr. Sahib was saying again and again, presenting women in this form of a lioness, in this form of the sword, in this form of the one who fights against oppression. Kino hai kanchan lo jagat mein. If you remember no other line, I want you to remember that line from that Savaya. I know when you hear the Savaya, you go, oh, how am I going to remember the Savaya? But you can remember Kino hai kanchan lo jagat mein. Paras murta jai. Getting back to my topic at hand, but just before that, just one last thing. When we get to Charitropakhyan, in Charitropakhyan, a Charitra comes up of Keikei. If we know that name, that's good. If we don't know that name, then that's what we're here to learn. Yeah, you can laugh sometimes. I'm trying to put a little joke in somewhere here and there. Alright, so the 102nd Charitra is Keikei's Charitra. And many times you get presented this image of Charitropakhyan. Charitropakhyan. Short stories of Charitra, of bravery, of courage, of intelligence. That is what it means, Sahas Katha. Things that show you how to live your life. Charitropakhyan, character. The word Charitra can be translated in multifarious ways. Bravery is one idea that you get from some Vidwans. Another idea is character. These stories of character, these stories to make you strong. Amongst those stories is Keikei. Keikei goes into the battlefield and saves her husband in the middle of the battlefield. 102nd Charitra. And when you go and you look in Ramavatar, some people say, well, why isn't this in Ramavatar? Because Ramavatar is written in 1698. And in Ramavatar, because it was written afterwards, as Dr. Bhajan Singh Ji said, it was the last Rachana before Zafarnama to be written. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj writes, if you want to read this Charitra, go and look in Charitropakhyan. How much more simple could it be? The writer of Ramavatar, the same writer who says, "Paye kahe jab te tumre, tab te ko aankh tere nahi aanyo." That same writer who says, "Ram Rahim Quran Quran anek kahmat ek na manyo, Simriti Shastra Ved sab hai, bahut bhed kaham ek na janyo." I do not put my faith in the Veds. I do not put my faith in the Simritis. I do not put my faith into Ram or Rahim. Sri Aspan kripa tumri kar main na kayo, sab doye bakhanyo dohra sarudwar ko shad ke gayo. Tuharo Dwar, Bahe Kahegi Laj As Gobind. In the middle of Ramavatar, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj writes, if you want to read this story, say, go to the back. Like a little note comes. Sache Pathshahi writes, if you want to read this story, go and look in the Charitras. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji is saying to us, I wrote them as well. Very clearly. Getting back to the topic, from Purg to Bhagwan, and from Nari to Bhagavati. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, we can speak many in a long depth about the idea of how they developed the Khalsa. And an integral part of the Khalsa was this idea of the woman. And inside this idea, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj presents Chandi Diwar. Now many of you, if you've heard nothing else about Sri Dasam, you'll have heard about Chandi Diwar. Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes. Yes. Most of you have heard of Chandi Diwar. If you look through our history, you will find many times, I come from a Sampradayik background, and in a Sampradayik background, it was prescribed reading as Nityanin, Chandi Diwar. Whether you read the other Dasam Baniya, or not was up to you. But prescribed was Chandi Diwar as part of your daily nitram. As I said, alongside Asa Kivar, alongside GurbaniSewa. I'm giving the Sampradaya background there. Why? Why? Because Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj was saying, a woman that the whole world is looking down to, when Indra comes, Paas Durga De, Indra Aya. How does Guru Gobind Singh make that scene? You've got to look at the words that Guruji uses. The gur, the Thet Punjabi that Guru Sahib Ji uses to infuse this into the minds of those who are reading it. Durga Band Sandhi, Hasi Had Hadaye. He comes crying. Raja Indra comes and says, they've taken, Sheen Lai Tukarai Sate Danvi. They've taken away the Danvi, the Rakshash, the demons. They've taken away my kingdom. Raja Indra says, the king of the heaven says. He comes to Durga and Durga is sitting there. एक दिहाड़े नावण आई दुर्ग सा इंद्र बिरथा सुनाई अपने हाल दी शीन लई ठुकराई साते दानवी लोकी तेई वराई दो ही अपनी. And in the end it comes past Durga the Indra. He comes and Durga listens. And look at this character, look at the way Guru Gobind Singh fills this story with so much bravery that even that person who may not have been able to pick up a sword and fight hears the story of Durga and says, if Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj could present woman in this way, if Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, because have no doubt about your mind at that time in India, at that time and maybe in this time as well, especially in that subcontinent, woman was the one who was oppressed more than anyone else. You read the writings of Tulsidas, you can see him saying that it's okay to punish a woman physically. Tulsidas is saying this. And people are saying that he's a saint. And he's saying this. Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj says, no, Durga Band Sandhi Hasi Had Hadai. Her laughter is like drowning out the tears of Indra. She laughs so hard. Oh, he Shivamagaya Raksha Pakhna. She doesn't say, oh, what are we going to do? Let's make a plan. At that moment, Durga says, go and bring that lion. Let's go and fight this battle. Oh, he Shivamagaya Raksha Pakhna. Chinta Karan Karona Kai. Devanu Akhya Ro Hoi Mahamai. Raksha Marne Chinta Karona Kai. Have no chinta, have no worry, have no anxiety. At that moment, Chandi says, I will go and fight. Durga says, I will go and fight. And just to make sure that you have no confusion who Bhagavati is. Because many times we say, oh, what is Bhagavati? Durga is the character, and Bhagavati is that Shakti that Guru Gobind Singh puts into our hand, the Kirpan, the sword. And how do we know that from Chandi Diwar? Lay Bhagavati Durgsa. Var Jagan Pari, Durga picks up the Bhagavati, picks up the sword in her hand, and she fights against the Raksh. To मैं एक बेनती करूँ प्यारेओ, चंडी दी वार दा पाठ करते मेरे मन दे विच आया एक पासे. I don't know why I went into Punjabi there for some reason. A reflex हो गया मेरा कदे Punjabi ते कदे English. ते looking at Durga की वार, looking at Sri Bhagavati की वार, चंडी दी वार दा पाठ करते हैं एक पासे. Look at चंडी दी वार. एक पासे you see this character of Chandi fighting. ते प्यारेओ राक्षा दी नारियां दी भी गल आउंदी है. आउंदी है ना? What do they do? They sit upon the rooftops watching their husbands fight. On one side there is Devi fighting. On the other side there is this woman sitting from the rooftop looking down. Oh, look at that, what's going on down there. Betty sitting upon the Atarian. Nari Raksha, the word Nari is used. They're sitting down, they're watching. Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj says, if you make such a society, you will lose your battles. You need to make a society where the woman can fight, where she can become Bhagavati, where she can have that fight. Just like the man is going to fight, the same way Bhagavati is going to fight. Whether that fight is Bibi Amro singing Gurbani inside her house, whether it's Bibi Harshankar travelling all the way down, giving the messages of the Khalsa Faujan of Hari Singh Nalwa back to Maharaja Ranjit Singh. That's what Bibi Harshankar was, if we may have lost that thread with what Dr. Sahib was saying. It's a point today, it came into my mind, on one side, they're sitting there watching, on the other side, Durga is roaring the battlefield. Ro hoi mahamai rakshmarne. And in the end, when the battle finishes, Durga doesn't have any connection with the kingdom. She gets the kingdom, Indra comes crying. She She says, hey Indra, you can have back your kingdom. So much tyag, so much renunciation. People talked about, Dr. Sahib talked about, before Buddhism talked about, and Jainism talked about the renunciation of the man. Oh, the man must become a renunciate. The man must become a renunciate. Then Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj says there's no greater renunciate than the woman. And that is the quality that we want, both in men and in women. That is the quality we want. And I don't want it to seem like I'm very polarized. Sometimes you think, oh, we're talking about this. No. The feminine and masculine are these two things which can be brought inside all of us. Inside all of us there is capacity. Otherwise, Guru Nanak Dev Ji wouldn't have said, "Iyanadiye marda kai kare, aapnade kar har rango, ki na manhe, shawnede tan kamaliye bahar kya ढूंढे पैगियां दे सुनाइयां नैनी भाव का कर शिंगारो तासो हगड़ जानिया लागी जाशो तरे प्यार." If this was the only way, if it was all polarized like it is in the West, and you may not understand this yet, I'm sure we can go through in the question answer. If it was like that, then Sheikh Faridi wouldn't say kavan so bakkar kavan gon kavan so maniya mant kavan so beso hokari jit bas aave kant nivan so bakkar kavan gon jeba maniya mant e tra pehne ves ka tamas avika. That tyag and anurag, that love and that giving, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj presents Durga. She gives the Raj back. She says, hey Indra, you want your Raj? Have your Raj back. Khair pyareo, I want to go through and look a little bit at the Charitras as well, just trying to be as quick as I can. The watches are looking at me. There comes a time when you're speaking and it starts looking at you, because there's the time which you thought you'd finish and it's not really there. And I've been told not to talk about this by Dr. Sahib, so I'm probably going to get told off at the end of this. I always bring attention to the time. So I'm gonna try and go through the Charitras and present just one or two Charitras to you. Because Dr. Sahib's gone through the Devi Juki Ustad, they've gone through this idea of the Chandi Charitras. I want to bring you some Charitras from Charitra Upakhyan. Charitra 137. Arjun falls down unconscious in the battlefield. Who goes into the battlefield? Draupadi. Draupadi goes into the battlefield and she starts firing arrows and she brings Arjun back out of that battlefield. If you look at Charitra number 40, a Raja is ready. A king in that Charitra, in Charitra number 40, he is ready to give up everything. And just like Dr. Sahib talked about, when someone renounced their house, who was the one who was oppressed? Women were oppressed. Why? Because they were left with the children crying. And in the Charitras, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, this is not renunciation. This is being cowardice. And at that time, she says, Raj tyag tapasya kare, pahe nark mein jaye. If you give up your kingdom, if you give up your responsibilities, and you go and you run into the jungles and you do tapasya, at that moment, a woman is saying it. She's saying it to the king. If you give up your responsibilities, you run away from life, you will go into the deep, darkest pits of hell. And at that moment, when he hears this, Maharaj jaisi suni bani, chit ke bikhe saaj kar mani, din ko raj apne karaho, pare raat ke ram sabare ho. At that time, that king, when he hears, and this is something amazing, I was reading by Veer Singh, I always mention him somehow. That kid, I always bring him in. Bhai Veer Singh says, and I read this and I thought, what does this mean? He said, a Gursikh is Gristi during the day and he is a sannyasi throughout the night. A Gursikh is Gristi throughout the day and a sannyasi throughout the night. When he gets up at Amrit Vela, when she gets up at Amrit Vela and they have Guru upon their tongue, when they're reading Gurbani, they are a sannyasi. When they go into the workplace, they are Gurmukh Maya Vich Padasi, like we were talking about today, Bhai Gurdas. Khair, bringing back to that point, I just want to say again for you, Radha says, her name is Radha. She says, Raj tyag tapasya kare, pahe nark mein jaye. And at that time, the king hears this truth, and his inside, it melts. And he says, you know what I'll do? Din ko Raj apno kare. In the day, I will do my duties of being a king. Pare raat ko Ram samay. At night, I will spend my nights in meditation. That is the Grist Jivan. That is the idea of a family life. that Guru Nanak Sahib Ji Maharaj, Bhai Gurdas Ji, Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is giving to us. That is the life of Jaise Jal Mein Kamal Naral Murgai Ne Sane Sut Sabd Pad Sagar Tariye Nanak Naam Bakhane. That is the life when Bhai Gurdas Ji says Ghar Bari Hoye Vartya. That is what Bhai Gurdas Ji is talking about. When Bhai Gurdas Ji says Sakal Dharma Mein Grist Pradhan Hai. Guru Gobind Singh presents the highest character there of the woman. I want to bring just to one last example from the Charitras. I say last, I always miss out one or two. The last example I want to give you currently is from the 266th Charitra. And in that Charitra, this is a Charitra that people debate. Well, pretty much Dr. Sahib said that people debate pretty much anything without actually looking into. And debate is not wrong, don't get me wrong. Debate is not wrong. A Gursikh has samvad, not vivad. The idea is to try and be able to listen. And I'm still trying about that to this day. It's very hard to develop that. Rana Khamba. She is the daughter of a king, and she is sent to a Brahman to go and study. And when that Brahman bows down to an idol, at that moment, Rana Khamba is there, and she says, who is this idol you're bowing down to? What is this rock that you're worshipping? She literally says, you think that there is life inside this rock? At that moment, it's a woman's voice that shakes the inside of that Brahman. She says, you think there is life in this? She says, Jeevan mein, jal mein, thal mein, sab rupan mein, sab upan mahi. Suraj mein, sas mein, nab mein, jahiro tahan, chitlaay tahan. She says, in the sky, in the sun, wherever you look, that life force, Akal Purkh, Waheguru, Sache Padshah, that force is throughout all of the world. Zameen, Zaman, ke bikhe. Guru Gobind Singh says in Akal Ustad, Samast ek jot hai, na kaat hai, na baad hai, na kaat baad, hot hai. That one light which is going through, the same thing that Guru Nanak says, Sab mein jot, jot hai soye, tis day and tis kay chanan. In soila tis day, aarti tis kay. Tis day chanan, tis kay chanan. Sab mein chanan hoye. If you can't see that light, you're going blind. Rana Khamba wakes up that Brahman. A voice of a woman. That is the Bhagavati, that is the Nari that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is making. So, I'm going to try and bring myself to a close. And why not do it with something that's become something which is discussed a lot, the Charitra of Anup Kaur. When you look at the Charitra of Anup Kaur, the 23rd, the 24th, around these parts of the Charitras, around the 23rd is Charitra, inside Charitra Bhakyam. You get a message which I think nearly every Sikh has learned off by heart. What is that message? Poot, ye hai pran tohe, jab lag kat pran thare. Nij nari ke sang nehun tum nit batayo, par nari ki sej poot, supne hona jaye. In this Charitra, we have the character of a Rai. And if you read extensively, I can recommend books, obviously, Dr. Sadi's book, and alongside that you can read the books of other authors, such as Swami Brahmdev has written a book about this same topic. And in that, they write, this Charitra is based upon Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Maharaj Ji bases the Charitra there. We can have questions about this, we don't have the time to go into it. But in this Charitra, you see how Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah presents this idea of Anup Kaur as she's there. She's trying to bring someone who is the most purest on this earth down. But Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, even at that point, is blessing her with purity. He's saying, my father told me, not even in my dreams, to entertain the thought of someone else other than the one who I'm married to. So, I'm just introducing you to that idea of the Charitra. I haven't been able to present it fully in this lecture, and I want to keep inside the time because I think question answers are zaruri. So if we have questions regarding any of those topics, we can come back to the questions here on the panel. Meri ek benti hai, in Sri Dasam, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj has said, Avar basna nahe prabh dharm judh ke chahe. I want to bring this battle of righteousness. And this battle of righteousness, where is it going to begin? Begin in our houses. And after our houses, go into our society. After our society, this battle of righteousness has got to go on the whole world. Not just men, not just women. From Purb to Bhagavant, and from Nari to Bhagavati. That is what Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is saying. I want to take these people who have been trodden into the earth, and I want to make them the kings and the queens of this world. I want to make them those who will be able to liberate others, not just themselves. So, aao pyareo, itniyan meriyan bentiyan tusi parwan kar leniyan. I haven't been able to go through extensively, but hopefully we can do that in our question and answer. And if any of you have any questions, and I would urge you to look at Sri Dasam, and because you have the chance to focus your questions in on Sri Dasam, what are the parts which still puzzle you? Bring those into your questions. This is the chance to ask. No, well, Dr. Harbhajan Singh Ji, who's devoted his life to studying Gurmat, and I'll sit next to him being his translator, which I quite like the role of. As I've been officially announced, let's say, what day is it today? The 20th? The 20th of December 2014, I've officially been announced on stage as the translator of Dr. Harbhajan Singh Ji by him himself. So that's official. Lucky got another Dr. Sam. So I want to urge you, especially those of you who are here, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj gave us this idea. Beti, the Nariyan of the Raksha are sitting watching. But Guru Gobind Singh Ji's character of Durga is in the middle of the battle. How are you going to go into the middle of the battle? Just like Bibi Amro goes into the middle of the battlefield. How are you going to go into the middle of the battlefield? Like Bibi Harshan Kaur goes into the battlefield. They are the ones who bring this image of the fighting woman into our Sikh Panth. So I'll please forgive my mistakes. Okay, don't get too quick to say Fateh. Right? Bahut dhanwad sareyan da samuh prabandhak Singh Singhaniyan da, those brothers and sisters who put their time into this. I'm not going to say any names because all of you are satkarjo, all of you put in your time. And for any mistakes I've made on this tour speaking to you, because this is my last seminar with Dr. Harbhajan Singh Ji, any mistakes, please do ardas, may Guru Sahib Ji put me on the path in the future. Let's all say Fateh together and we'll go into the question and answer. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.